If you're 60 or older, stop scrolling. This video might be the most important thing you'll hear all week. Because I'm going to say what no one else is saying. You're not done. You're not fading. You're not past your prime. You are just entering your legacy years. You've lived through storms most people wouldn't survive. You've carried the weight of a family, a career, sacrifices, heartbreaks, and responsibilities that would crush a lesser soul. And now, society has the nerve to look past you, as if your best days are behind you. But let me ask you this. Can you still feel purpose when you wake up? Can you still teach others from your experience? Can you still give love, strength, and truth? Can you still take care of yourself with pride? If yes, then you are a rare gem in a world that's forgotten what real strength looks like. This video is for you, the quiet warrior, the wise soul, the one who's still here, still fighting, still learning, still loving. In the next few minutes, I'm going to remind you exactly why you matter. Not because of what you used to be, but because of what you still are. Don't disappear quietly. You're not finished. You're just getting started. Let's begin. You've made it, and that alone is victory. If you're 60 years old, take a deep breath and pause for a moment, because that alone is something to celebrate. You've made it, and that is no small thing. You've crossed decades filled with challenges, responsibilities, heartbreaks, joys, and moments most people wouldn't believe if you told them. You've witnessed the world change, loved and lost, worked and rested, struggled and overcome. And through it all, you endured. See, reaching this age isn't just about growing older. It's about becoming seasoned. It's about survival, strength, and spirit. Most people never take the time to recognize that. They chase youth like it's the prize, when in truth, longevity is the real trophy. And yet, society has the nerve to whisper things like, "You're past your prime," or "It's time to slow down." No, your prime isn't defined by your age, it's defined by your perspective, your energy, your spirit. You've built families, businesses, careers. You've comforted others in their darkest moments. You've been the rock others leaned on, and all of that matters. Your body may not be as fast as it once was, but your presence, it's deeper. Your words carry more weight. Your silence speaks volumes. You are no longer proving yourself to the world. You've earned your space in it. So let me tell you something that nobody else may be saying. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of every scar, every wrinkle, every lesson. Each one tells a story of someone who refused to quit. You are not behind. You are not fading. You are refining. This is not the end of your story. This is the legacy chapter, the part where your wisdom becomes a gift to the world, if you're willing to share it. So stand tall. You've made it. You're still here. And you're just getting started. Your wisdom is not meant to die with you. At 60 years old, you carry something far more valuable than money, property, or titles. You carry wisdom, and that wisdom is sacred. It wasn't handed to you easily. You earned it. Through decades of trial and error, pain and progress, love and loss, you've collected truths that most people will never find in books or classrooms. You've lived the lessons. But here's the tragedy. Many seniors take this priceless wisdom to the grave and never share it. They tell themselves, "The younger ones don't want to listen," or "I don't want to interfere." And slowly they retreat into silence, into a kind of invisible corner of life. But your wisdom, your stories, your experiences, your truth was never meant to be buried. It was meant to be passed on. There is a generation out there searching for guidance, searching for someone to tell them what really matters, someone to say, "I've been there, and here's what I learned." That someone is you. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs honest elders, people who are willing to speak from the heart about mistakes, victories, what worked and what didn't, and your words, your presence might be the very thing that saves someone from falling off the same cliff you once climbed back up from. Don't underestimate the power of a simple conversation, a quiet moment of advice, or even your presence at the table. You are a walking library of lived experience, and libraries are not meant to stay closed. So speak up. Share your story. Whether it's to a grandchild, a neighbor, or a stranger, your voice could be the light in someone else's dark moment. Because when you share your wisdom, you don't just relive your value, you multiply it. And that is how legacy lives on. You still have purpose, even if the world doesn't see it. One of the most dangerous lies society tells people after they turn 60 is this: your time has passed, that your best years are behind you, that you've played your part, and now it's time to step aside and disappear quietly. But let me tell you something that the world won't. Purpose doesn't retire. Purpose doesn't end when you hit a number on a calendar. You still have breath in your lungs, you still have a heart that beats, you still wake up every day, and that means your mission isn't over. Purpose doesn't always look like a career or a paycheck. At this stage in life, it looks like impact. It looks like mentoring someone who's lost, guiding your family with wisdom, teaching what you've learned, inspiring others simply by how you carry yourself. Or maybe it looks like creativity, writing, painting, gardening, or starting something new just because it brings you peace. Your value is not tied to your speed or your strength. It's tied to your essence, to your character, to the way you make others feel, and that doesn't fade with age, it deepens. Even if the world stops noticing you, you must not stop noticing yourself. You are still needed. You are still a light. You are still someone that others silently watch, hoping to find answers in how you live, how you speak, and how you love. So don't believe the lie that you're done. Don't fall into the trap of sitting back and letting your days blur together. Wake up with intention. Wake up knowing that there is still someone out there who needs you, even if it's just to show them what strength and grace look like after 60. You still have a purpose, and as long as you're alive, you are on assignment. You must take care of yourself, because you deserve it. One of the greatest mistakes many people make after 60 is this: they stop caring for themselves. They stop moving, stop dressing well, stop trying new things. And why? Because they've started to believe the quiet lie that says, "I've lived my life. Now I'll just fade away." But hear this clearly. You still matter, and you still deserve to be cared for. Taking care of yourself isn't just about avoiding illness or living longer. It's about sending a message to your own heart, to your family, to the world, that you still respect yourself, that you still believe in your worth, that you still see life as a gift worth showing up for, fully. So move your body, even if it's slower now. Movement is life. Take walks, stretch, dance in your living room. Whatever your body allows, do it with love. Eat foods that fuel you, drink water, get rest. Not to impress anyone, but because you deserve to feel good. Take care of your mind. Read books, solve puzzles, engage in conversations that spark your thinking. A sharp mind keeps the spirit alive. And don't forget your appearance. You may not care about fashion trends, but you can still carry yourself with pride. Groom yourself. Wear colors that make you feel joyful. Look in the mirror and smile at who you see. A warrior who's been through it all and still rises. Because when you take care of yourself, you show others and remind yourself that your life still holds value, dignity, and potential. You're not just existing, you're living. And as long as you're living, you owe it to yourself to show up as the best version of you. So stand tall, walk proud, and love yourself, not for who you were, but for who you still are. So if you're 60, 65, or even 70 and beyond, I hope you've heard this loud and clear. You are not invisible. You are not past your purpose. You are not done. You've walked through decades of challenges, raised families, built careers, endured loss, held others up when you were barely standing yourself. And yet, you're still here. Still breathing, still waking up each day. That alone makes you extraordinary. But what makes you rare, truly rare, is that you still choose to wake up with purpose. You still love with depth. You still learn, still laugh, and still carry yourself with grace, even when your body feels tired. Don't let this world quiet your voice. Don't let age be the reason you dim your light, because your story matters. Your wisdom is needed. Your presence still changes the energy in any room you walk into. You may not run as fast, you may not lift as much, but your spirit, it's never been stronger. So as you step forward, remember this. You're not here to fade. You're here to inspire. You're not here to count down the years. You're here to make them count. The world needs more elders who walk with power, more seniors who speak with truth, more 60-year-olds who still dream, still teach, still rise. You are one of them. So keep going, keep shining, and never forget, you're not old, you're seasoned. You're solid, you're timeless. You are a rare gem, and your best chapter may still be the one you haven't written yet.